Hey guys, it's Charlie. It is May the 6th, Thursday. I apologize for the camera. I broke my flip cam earlier today, and I will replace it. So hopefully by the next video you have better quality rather than this. But for now, this is all I have to record on, so here I am. Let's look at what happened today and try to predict where we're going from here. You know, if you think back to the Lehman debacle, even back before that, in '07 to the Bear Stearns collapse, and then the Lehman collapse, we heard the same tired, worn-out people coming on television telling us that it's fixed. It's not going to be that big a deal. Subprime's only going to be $30 billion. You know, housing values never fall nationwide. These are all things that people told us, and they were dead wrong. What happened to these people? Did they get thrown in jail for creating Ponzi schemes and for fleecing the public of this country? No. They either A, got promoted, or B, got their jobs back. And they're the same people telling us now this European contagion is going to be contained in Europe. Okay? And we're hearing the same thing out of this Jean-Claude Trichet, the head of the European Central Bank, saying, you know, Greece is contained. This 140 or 150 billion dollar bailout is going to solve the problem. Don't worry about Spain. Spain's not Greece. Don't worry about Portugal. Portugal's not Spain, and Spain's not Greece. You know, they want you to believe that they're smart enough and they have the power to eliminate problems just by assigning more debt to these nations. The Grecian people told their government, in no uncertain terms, they've been in the streets for a month. You know, people died yesterday. The people of Greece have told their government, do not accept these austerity measures, do not throw us into debt. And of course it's being publicized on the mainstream media as these communist Grecian people are out there saying, we want free this, that, and the other thing. We want more welfare. Because you see, at the end of it, at the end of the program, the end game is going to be the government turning against the people and blaming the people for the debt that the government allowed to happen. The too big to fails entice the leaders of these so-called democracies into spending money that they don't have, and that's okay, we'll put it on a credit card. But at the end of the day, the citizens of that nation get to pay that credit card bill. And that's what you see happening in Europe right now. These people they've been led the path of, we're going to have pensions that are going to be there for you. We're going to have health care that's going to be there for you. And we can do all this. Why can we do this? Because our central bankers tell us we can. And at the end of the day, when they can't even borrow money to pay the interest, the people who are in charge, the so-called representatives in Greece, look at the citizens and say, you're too fat, you're too lazy, you've been asking for too much, it's time for you to knuckle down, pay more in taxes, take less in benefits, and that's just the way it's going to be. So you get mass riots in Europe, in Greece, and they're spreading. The riots are spreading, and so is the contagion. Banks don't want to lend to each other in Europe right now. And because of globalism, all the banks are interconnected. This is going to spread just like the Lehman crash spread. And we're going to have a credit freeze again. You're going to see, I think, our Federal Reserve Chairman, Ben Bernanke, and Timothy Geithner working furiously trying to work some kind of bailout. You know, we've already tenfold increase in the amount of money that the U.S. has pledged to the IMF, $100 billion now instead of $10 billion. I'm telling you right now, the mother of all bailouts is being worked on right now for Europe. But it's not going to matter because the facts are the facts. We are bloated. We have bloated governments around the world. They're spending money that they don't have. We have a shell game going. We're borrowing from this guy's borrowing from us, and vice versa. It's just an absolute and utter unsustainable mess. But what I can say with certainty is at the end of the day, your government is going to look at you, no matter what country you're in, listening to this, your government's going to look at you and say, you have to suffer in order to pay this debt. It's your fault that our country's in this position. I just want you to remember one thing. You've been telling your officials, your so-called representatives, for months, years in some cases, to stop this insanity, stop this bailout, because it won't work. What did they do? They didn't listen to you. They took private bankers' debt, put it onto your back, and called it prosperity, called it recovery, and papered over everything. Well, guess what? The paper is starting to shred. The truth is starting to bubble up to the surface, and we're in for a really, really rough ride. Prepare, prepare, prepare. Tell everybody you know what you've already known for a long time, that this is not a recovery. Things are not getting better, and we have postponed the inevitable, but the cliff is in view, and we're about to go off of it. That's all I got.